How's it going, my people of pop culture? Thank you for joining me today on the Pop Culture Collective. Today, we are going to be reviewing Wes Ball's new entry into the Planet of the Apes franchise, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes.
What a wonderful day!
What a wonderful day!
What a wonderful day!
What a wonderful day!
What a wonderful day it was waking up this morning, having seen this film. I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan of this whole franchise. Fun fact, the first ever midnight premiere that I ever went to was for Rise of the Planet of the Apes. And so this, as a film fan, this series has a very special place in my heart. So like I said earlier, guys, this film is directed by Wes Ball. It stars Owen Teague as Noah, Freya Allen as our human character May, and Kevin Durand, who really is the standout for me in terms of motion capture, performance in general, with Proximus Caesar. Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes follows Noah, our lone ape here, on a revenge path after his clan is brutalized, kidnapped, enslaved by the kingdom leader Proximus Caesar. We follow Noah kind of through his adventure on how he's getting to the kingdom, what he's going to be doing once he's there. The people that he meets along the way play a very big role in the story. That's one thing about this film, as I go into the pros and cons here, that I really want to touch on is the story and the writing. Recently, we had the Hollywood strike with the writing, and films like this show how important it is to you pay the writers, not use AI, because with a film that is surrounded by apes, that's basically, there's one human basically throughout the whole film. There are a couple, but the main one, there's only one main human, and with that in the film, the script can't be, it has to be simplistic, but also in a way communicating to all of us that we understand where these characters are coming from, why are they speaking the way that they're speaking, and that's something that the writing does astoundingly in this film. Now, when this film came out, I really was not aware if it was going to really follow suit with the recent trilogy that had just came out in the 2010s, but I can assure you that right off the bat with this film, it pays beautiful tribute and homage to the old series by Matt Reeves, and that's definitely something that kept me more interested in the story, because it kind of closed that chapter and it opens a new one for the franchise. And from what's coming, from what's been told in this film, from what I could see that could possibly be coming to the big screen, we are in for an epic, not just a trilogy. We are really and truly in for an epic, because everything down to the performances was top notch here. And another thing that is really top notch is the CGI, as you can expect with these films. It's impeccable. I mean, the facial expressions on these apes are, it's like if the facial expressions on my face when talking about this movie. It's unbelievable. These artists are masters at their craft, and I would honestly be heartbroken if this film didn't win the best special effects at the Academy Awards this year. I don't really see another film coming out that could even come close to this. We get films like the MCU where they get hundreds and millions of dollars, and I'm not saying this film didn't, but with the CGI they produce, it's not as good with how much resources they have. This film, this crew takes the resources that they have, and they give us something better than anything that we could have ever saw in terms of CGI and special effects on screen. One standout of the film before I kind of get over to my cons is going to be Kevin Durand as Proximus Caesar. He is not a descendant of Caesar, but they use that Caesar name as like a holy, as he's kind of like as like a holy figure. He was the ape that started this whole revolution, and he really looks up to Caesar, but he uses his kind of teachings in a more negative way and doesn't look at him as how Caesar would have back then. But Kevin Durand, the mocap, the performance of Proximus Caesar, it was menacing. It had some cool little intricacies with his character. He was still learning as an ape, even though he was the leader of this whole kingdom. He had a side human character played by William H. Macy, who would kind of help him and read to him the Roman Empire so he can get an understanding of how this world came to be. And it's little stuff like that, the out of place in this world kind of scenes in movies that I really gravitate towards, because it shows the authenticity of it. And that's something that with that relationship, William H. Macy's character was reading him history of the world, so Proximus can get smarter and eventually take over the world and not just his little kingdom here on Earth. Now, talking about Proxima Caesar is something that I do want to get into the cons, because as though he was the standout, I felt like we weren't established enough with him. He didn't really appear till about halfway into the movie. We had heard rumblings of, he is the king. We have to bring him back. We have to bring him back to the king and stuff like that. But we don't really see him or hear him until about, 45 minutes to an hour into the movie. And I really do wish we were started out with him. I'd love to see some establishment, background, how he got there or whatever. But he really and truly was the standout of the film. It's just, I really wish there was more of it. Another thing that this film could have focused a little bit more on was the pacing. I did notice kind of towards the end, there was just, it felt a little bit too long, but there was definitely, a sense of, all right, we're getting there. But overall, I had a great time with this film. I had an absolute blast with this movie. I definitely will be going to see it again, and I will be getting it on physical media once it does come out. But Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, if you are a fan of these films, this film does the old trilogy justice, and that's all I'm asking for, really. And it does it with so much care and love, and you can tell that there was a lot of hard work put into this project. And so when it comes to Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, out of 5 stars, I'm probably gonna have to give this movie a 4 out of 5. I really wish I can, give it that half, but there was just a little establishment issues and a little bit of the pacing towards the end where I did think needed a little bit of touch up. But other than that, the editing, the cinematography, the story, the writing, the performances, the motion capture performances, those Oscar-worthy artists who really brought this film to life. Bravo. It's one of the highlight sci-fi films of the year for sure, and we do have a lot coming out. I know we have Furiosa coming out at the end of the month, and I can't wait to do a review for that. But for now, we have Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, and go see this movie if you've seen the other ones. If you love sci-fi, it's definitely a great story. It'll keep you engulfed, and yeah, guys, please go see Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes in theaters now. Thank you so much for joining me on our review today. It really is just a joy doing these reviews. I love watching movies. I've been doing them my whole life, so being able to kind of voice my opinion is definitely something that I look forward to every time I see a movie now. Let's get this thing going, guys. Like, subscribe, comment, and later this month, I promise you, there will be a Furiosa, a Mad Max saga review. Be on the lookout for that. That's my most anticipated film of the year by far, and I'm just so excited thinking about it.